We're talking with Dr. Mark Force, a chiropractic physician for over 40 years. And just a few weeks ago, Dr. Force was lecturing to a group of physicians. Half of them were MDs and DOs, the other half were chiropractic physicians and naturopaths. And one of the things that comes up all the time is, what do we do with this stressed out society? And people are so stimulated with cortisol. And you mentioned that lithium and zinc are like two things that you would never think about. So take
Yeah,
it.
so I use amazing amounts of zinc and lithium in practice, and so I'll give the reference for that, or the framing for that. Typically, I treat a large proportion of people with chronic and complex illness. A lot of that is based on their systems having broken down from chronic stress. And so it's real common that I'm running adrenal stress index tests on those people and then doing physical exams and other means of objectifying where they stand, right? And
Okay.
real common in that is that they have overstimulation of the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis per ciliary, okay?
Okay.
Look at that, the origins there of the thalamus, hypothalamus, pituitary are all in the limbic system. Okay. And the limbic system of the brain has a real high concentration of NMDA receptor neurons, which are stimulated by glutamate. Okay. Glutamate's the most excitatory neurotransmitter in the brain, and even more than the catecholamines and histamine. And the way to control that is largely with lithium. Lithium is my go-to to help control that. And it's in the literature, lithium carbonate. There's been a lot of research on lithium carbonate, but at the same time, there's also been a lot of research on lithium as nutritional lithium. And just real quickly, I want to recommend a book. It's Nutritional Lithium by James Greenblatt, MD, a psychiatrist who uses nutritional lithium extensively. It's a fantastic reference, and it will support everything that I say here, about
Okay.
lithium. So lithium modulates the neuron cell membrane, depolarization threshold. Okay, so that's a fancy way of saying it chills your nerves out. Okay, so what happens is that when people don't have enough lithium in their system, their nerves all end up being like bare wires, and they fire
Mm.
with too little stimulation, and people feel wired and tired and agitated and can't relax. And so getting enough lithium into their system is a very effective way of getting their whole nervous system to calm down.
Mm.
And in particular, the research shows that it does lower the activity of NMDA receptor neurons. And so when you do that, that part of the brain is the thalamus, the hypothalamus, the pituitary. The origins of histamine are from the thalamus. That's the only place that histamine is produced in the brain, is in the thalamus. You look at the origin of the vagus nerve is in the limbic system. All those systems are in that region and are largely regulated by NMDA receptor neurons. So when you give lithium, you immediately relax the nervous system, and you see people start to relax. You see them start to sleep. You get to see them start to wake up more refreshed. All of those things change. So
Mm.
I work with people's adrenals all the time. It's an essential part of restoring their adrenal function, is an essential part of getting them well. And at the same time, if you haven't balanced their CNS and their autonomic nervous system, you're trying to fill up a bucket full of holes. It doesn't work. So what I do first is I get their nervous system balanced, and then I'll work on their adrenals. So otherwise, you're putting the cart before the horse, kind of thing. And so I use lithium L-izyme all the time, and I use
Now,
L-izyme forte almost exclusively.
okay.
And
So
I
L-izyme is a product from Biotics Research Corporation, and it's vegetable culture. They take peas, lentils, broad beans, they sprout them, and then they concentrate that to get a food-based product that's high in lithium. The L-Izyme is 50 micrograms. L-Izyme Forte is 150 micrograms. And so you use mostly L-Izyme Forte, and what dose do you use?
Almost exclusively. And typically I will use 2 tablets twice a day at lunch and dinner. And the reason I do that is because it lowers cortisol also. And
Oh, okay.
typically people that are chronically stressed, their cortisol rhythm is reversed, where their cortisol is high at night and it's low in the morning. And
Okay.
dose it at lunch and dinner to retrain the circadian rhythm of cortisol as well as relaxing their nervous system. And it works fantastically well.
Mm.
And
And so
so,
you also mentioned zinc. What role does zinc play?
yeah, so zinc,
Short version.
yeah, so zinc nearly immediately lowers cortisol.
Really?
Yeah,
I
it's
would
with
never think
very
that.
little time it lowers cortisol after
You-
dosing.
Now, do you use the zinc taste test at all, or how do you diagnose zinc deficiency?
ATS is a really good tell.
Okay.
A really good long-term tell is alkaline phosphatase.
Okay.
50 or below is pretty sure you're going to be zinc deficient at that level.
Well, when you look at the alkaline phosphatase, most people are low in zinc.
Yeah, it's amazingly common. I see it all the time.
Well, Dr. Forrest, what a pleasure it is. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and look forward to connecting again.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. Thanks for the opportunity. I always enjoy it.